Once in the farthest corner of the world, beyond the marshes, past the ironwood trees, where no road had ever run, there grew a single orange-petalled flower. She bloomed alone in a glade where even birds forgot to fly, and the sun only visited briefly before vanishing behind the cliffs. No gardener had planted her, no hand had tended her, and yet she bloomed, year after year, through rain and snow and wind. She had no name, but she knew longing. For every night, as darkness fell, the moon would rise high above the trees, casting down a light that was cool and clear, like water drawn from deep stone wells. And every night, the flower would tilt her petals toward the sky, whispering, "The moon is watching me." One night, under the moon, a stranger passed through the glade. He was a hedge witch in tattered robes, with moss in his beard and mud on his boots. He walked with a crooked staff and smelled of wet bark and smoke. He stopped when he saw the flower glowing faintly in the dark. "A silver orange bloom," he muttered. "Too delicate to be wild, too perfect to be real." The flower, though rooted, could speak, though only in thoughts and wind. "Have you come from the moon?" she asked. The man chuckled. "No, little blossom, but I know its paths. Why do you ask?" "Because he watches me every night." The hedge witch leaned close. "That is his way. He watches everything, but he does not love." "Then I shall teach him." He barked a laugh. "Foolish flower, what can you offer the moon?" "My light, my heart, my scent." The man shook his head. "Then prepare to suffer, for love that reaches upward always bleeds down." And with that, he vanished into the trees. Seasons turned. One winter night, when frost bit the earth and stars cut the sky, a black wolf crept into the glade. He was limping, his fur clotted with blood. He collapsed beside the flower. "You are hurt," she whispered. The wolf growled softly. "Hunters, metal teeth in the snow. I fled here to die." "Then die in peace," she said, brushing him with her scent. But the wolf lifted his head. "You love the moon?" "Yes." "He loves nothing. I've howled at him for years. He only stares." "Still, I will bloom for him." The wolf closed his eyes. "Then let me make you a bargain." He tore a tooth from his jaw, a curved white fang, and placed it at her roots. "Take this," he said, "a charm of wild strength. If ever the moon notices you, and darkness follows, you will need it." And then the wolf lay still. In spring, the grass grew over his bones. Time passed. The flower waited. She opened only at night now, hoping he might notice. She caught moonlight on her petals and reflected it back like a mirror. Still the moon said nothing. A silver fox appeared at the edge of the glade. His fur glimmered like frost, and his eyes were sly and bright. He watched her for a while and said, "You've been blooming here for many moons." "I bloom for him," she said. "For the moon?" The fox laughed. "He is distant and cold. He loves the sea, the tides, the shifting of time, not flowers." "Then I will become something more." The fox tilted his head. "Would you trade your scent for wings, your roots for wind?"
If it lets me rise, yes.
The fox grinned. Then here is your price. He plucked one of her petals, just one, and it shimmered into a silver feather. 3 more, he said, and you will fly. But each comes at a cost. The second will take your voice, the third your memory, the last your heart.
Then pluck them,
she whispered. And he did, one by one, until the final petal fell. The flower sighed, but she did not cry. She had no voice left for weeping. With the last petal gone, her stem became a ribbon of silver silk. Her roots loosened from the earth. She rose like mist, coiling into the sky, and the moon, who had watched her all her life, finally turned his face toward her. He saw her, truly saw her, a single streak of light crossing the stars. He opened his arms, and she flew into them. But something was wrong. The moon was not made of silver and song. He was made of dust and silence and cold. He had never loved. He had only watched. And when the flower touched his face, he held her, but he did not change. He pressed her to the stone of his chest. You are lovely, he said. You will stay here and bloom in stillness.
But I thought...
She had no voice, but she thought it. No, he said gently. You are perfect now. Let me keep you this way. He placed her on a high ridge and turned his face once more to the earth. There she sat, frozen in silver. Time passed. Clouds drifted by beneath her. Stars shifted. She remembered nothing. But the fang at her roots, the wolf's gift, glowed faintly, and in that glow stirred a spark of wildness. She remembered dirt. She remembered wind. She remembered warmth. And slowly, painfully, she shattered the stillness. Her silver body cracked. She screamed silently. She burst into dust and starlight and fell. Down she fell, past the clouds, past the stars, past the cold arms of the moon. She struck the earth like a comet. And from that crater, weeks later, months later, grew into a new flower. Not silver, but orange. Not still, but wild. And each night she faced the moon. But now she did not whisper. She glowed. A soft, defiant sound, like wind through the grass. And though the moon still watched, he did not reach again. He knew now. She had chosen fire over frost, earth over eternity, herself over him. And though he was the moon, she no longer belonged to him. They say that flower still blooms in a glade beyond the maps. They call it Lunaria ignis, moon fire. If you see it, do not touch. For love that blooms under the moon is both beautiful and dangerous. If you listen very late, you might hear her whisper still,
The moon is watching me, but I am not watching back.